U.S. revealing some intelligence. They do believe China is preparing to provide potentially lethal assistance to Russia to help them in Ukraine. Tell us what you're seeing.
We've not seen any China provide any material assistance to Ukraine, to Russia at this point. China hasn't taken that off the table for sure. I've engaged my counterpart early on and told him that this would be a very bad mistake if China were to do this. It would further complicate things.
And you think they're preparing to do that?
I can't speak for the Chinese. I mean, they have tremendous capabilities, and so again, if they were to do that, it would be ill-advised.
When it comes to that, if they do take that step and China does move to provide lethal assistance to Russia for this, what are the consequences going to look like for China?
Well, of course, there's reputational risk, and of course, I'm sure China would love to enjoy a good relationship with all the countries in Europe, and again, if you just look at the numbers of countries around the world that really think that what Russia has done is horrible, I mean, adding to that, I think China, it would be a very, very ill-advised step for China to take. So.
Would it significantly help Russia, though, if they did add that? You know, how much of a blow would that be for the Ukrainians if Russia starts getting that kind of assistance from China?
Well, again, I don't want to get into hypotheticals, but it's clear that if China has a lot of capability in terms of munitions and weapons, and if they provide substantial support to Russia, it prolongs the conflict.
With China, recently the tensions have gotten worse between the United States and China, especially after the U.S. shot down that surveillance balloon. You tried to call your Chinese counterpart, and they didn't answer.
Yeah, so Kaylin, the day that happened, my office reached out to his office to schedule a call, and they did not schedule the call.
Did that surprise you at all?
Not really. You've heard me say a number of times, Caitlin, that I think it's really, really important to make sure that we maintain lines of communication open. I think leaders need to be able to talk to each other to avoid misperceptions and manage crises, and so this is really important. And so we hope that Minister Wei will have a change of heart and schedule that call.
When was the last time you talked to him?
The last time that I talked to him was a couple of months ago. So.
Wow. Mm-hmm. I mean, how concerning is that the Secretary of Defense in the U.S. can't get your counterpart in China on the phone?
Again,
I think there's a big risk involved with that.
I think it's important to be able. It's not like we don't have any lines of communication open. You just saw Secretary Blinken talk to his counterpart in Munich, and so there are diplomatic lines of communication open. But I think for the military, it's really, really important that we maintain open lines of communication.
And right now, there's not really one between the U.S. military and the Chinese military.
That's right. But it doesn't mean that there won't be one. So I think. We'll continue to make sure that we stress the importance of this, and hopefully Minister Wei will schedule that call. He knows where to find me.
He knows where to find me.